All right, so y'all know what the topic is. I'm talking about God of War. God of War. I was about to say God of War 4. No, God of War Fallen God, the comic book. So I just started getting into comics, right? You know what I mean? I really wasn't into comics when I was a kid, but now that I see it's a different avenue to read stories and to, you know what I mean, consume stories, and it's fantastic. Like I was missing out on a whole lot with some of these comics and some of these mangas. But anyways, God of War, Fallen God, man, it was a fan. Like there's four issues to my knowledge so far, and I was really excited about it. You know, obviously, if y'all look on my channel, I got some videos where I did some narration, which I think was incredible. By the way, you know, to my own horn, they were awesome. Check it out. I got some really good um, voice narrations on there. All me, by the way. I got some sound effects I added to all that. I stopped because of several reasons. One, I didn't want nobody coming for me saying, "Hey, you know, we, you know, copyright or whatever." And then I didn't want, you know what I'm saying? And then also, the reason why I stopped is because I didn't like where the story was headed. It felt like, you know, out of the four issues, book one was like up here, book two even higher, but then got to issue three was eh. So I was just like, man, you know what happened? It seemed like they, you know, with the story and the narration, they kept circling around the wagon. And I was like, man, are we gonna get somewhere? Like, are we gonna hit some pay dirt and finally get some resolution in this story? Because he leaves Greece. Um, well, I should add more context. This is a prequel to God of War 4, and it starts where God of War 3, the game, left off. So we get to see what happens in that time that we didn't know about. And, you know, from my knowledge, he travels to Egypt because, you know, he travels to one of the characters, and it's just a little spoiler, but one of the characters says you've entered the land of Pharaoh. So I'm like, okay, Pharaoh's Egypt, you know, whatever. So it was pretty good right there because I was like, okay, he's on a whole nother continent. He's dealing with a whole nother mythology. They're gonna add that in there, but yeah, so I was excited initially, and yeah, I was super excited. So all the narrations were just like right up my alley. You know what I'm saying? In a way, it's actually very therapeutic to do Kratos because he's always yelling and he's always angry, and it's really cool to actually start yelling and shit and doing narrations like that because you realize, wow, I feel like a little I'm loosen up. You know what I'm saying? Doing all this, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So far, I give that series like a 7 out of 10, man, because I thought it could have been way better. I thought they were circling around the bend, getting repetitive with some of the storytelling. That's just my personal opinion. 7 out of 10 is decent. You know, I could be overlooking it a little bit, but that's just my opinion. You know, they got some characters in there you know, they might actually um, be in the God of War 4 um, or God of War 5. Excuse me, God of War 5 game coming out. Um, you know, so there might be some ramifications there. But even with that being said, even with there possibly being characters from that comic making it into the video game, the future video games, I still think the story was kind of lackluster for me. Um, I wanted to be better. You know, obviously y'all seen the videos that I did. I was really enthused about it initially, but I just stopped because it just seemed like there was you know, the story could have been stronger and it could have led Kratos in a better direction. You know, but yeah, man, I'm gonna write. You know, what I'm saying I'm not write, but I'm gonna give my review about the next one. You know, whenever that comes out, I think it's probably like a four. I think it's probably like a 5, 6 issue. You know what I mean? I like those type of issues too, especially since I just got into comics. You know what I mean? I don't plan on getting a whole bunch of comics, but I do plan on exploring the world and just reading these stories, man, because there's some really compelling work and some really awesome artwork in these comics too, man. So I'm definitely gonna stay tuned. I bought the other one, so I might as well see what they got in store because um, you know there's a reason they're bringing out these comics right now. There's gonna be a big baddie. Honestly, think they already showcased the big baddie in the comics. You know, which I think it's which you know, spoiler alert. It's actually I think it's a villain from Kratos' past that's gonna resurface. And if you've been paying attention to Kratos' stories, um, there's only a handful of villains that are really even left. You know what I mean? For him to from his past that could come back. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, what that brings out of him. You know what I'm saying? Now that he's accompanied with his son in these current this current timeline, he's with his son, and he's been trying to hide who he was from his son um, for the longest, and now it's full circle. So if they bring this particular character that that they brought back from the comics, if they bring that person back to the games, man, it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be awesome. I mean, this character, as far as Kratos' past is concerned, and what it means to Kratos, you know what I'm saying? It kind of, rehashing his past kind of gives him fear, gives Kratos fear. And so, Zeus was like that. Zeus was like that with Kratos. And this character is as close as you can get to the equivalent of stoking that fear out of Kratos again. You know what I'm saying? I might as well say it. Athena. You know what I'm saying? Spoiler alert. Athena. It's Athena, and I think if she comes back in God of War 5, it's going to be different, man, because they keep telling him he has to go back. He has to go back. He has to go back to the past to figure things out. And I'm like, wow, what's going to happen in that game? Is he going to have to go back to Greece? You know what I'm saying? We'll see. I'm going to get that game. I'm definitely going to get God of War 5. I don't even have a PS, that new PS5. You know what I'm saying? I don't have it yet, but best believe when that game comes out, I'm going to get it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's probably the price. I got to wait for that price to come down, because I can't rationalize buying that PS5. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous right now. But I'm going to get it, though. I'm going to get it as soon as I just need the right game to come out. And God of War is that right game, so I'm patiently waiting, man. I know they're gonna do justice with the game. I know they're gonna do justice with the story in the game. So we'll stay tuned. And since I'm talking about stories and mythology, check my book out, The Path of Kingdoms. I deal a lot with mythology and different characters from all walks of life, different parts of countries and things like that, and they're dealing with their own mythology and how they interpret the world. So check that out. It's awesome.